Hello everyone and welcome to the November 2022 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Depika Mystery and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach and a consultant. And for over 3 years now, I've been sharing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. So before we dive into the energies this month, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you that have recently subscribed in the last month to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and being here. And my way of saying thank you, I will be sharing short 5 to 10 minute guided visualizations, meditations, which are more like healing journeys over the next couple of months here on this channel. So you can use it to kind of reset yourself, to recalibrate yourself, or just come back home into your heart center. And if there's any specific themes or something that you want to work through and you want a meditation or guided, short visualization for that, do feel free to comment below or drop me a personal message and I'll make sure that I'll include that in as part of this small little token of thanks back to you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Right, let's move into the energies this month. And I want to start off with a message that came through from the guides. And this is, I feel that this message is for me. It definitely is for me because in the way in which it came through, but it also may be for one of you guys out there or a few of you guys out there as well. So I thought I would just share it. So I have been very much in my head over the last week because of the corporate work that I do. And I was feeling, oh, hang on a second, I'm not feeling my guides at the moment. I'm not feeling that connected. And as soon as I had that thought, because I just started writing up the insights and the themes of the insights, I got this message. And this message really came from the guides, and they said, these insights are not about information. They're about energy. They're about the frequency transmission that come from our cosmic guides. And as we listen to these insights, there is an attunement and there is an upgrade to these various vibrational waves that are bringing a whole bunch of new change that is coming through onto this planet at this time. So what the guides were also saying with this is that just have the intention to connect to the energy and the frequency as you listen or watch these insights. So it's not always everything that I say, it's about the frequency and that your direct connection with the guides as you watch something like this. So some of you guys might feel goosebumps as you're listening to this and resonating with some of the words that I'm saying, but others may like, I'm not really sure about this, but may feel different afterwards. Or one of the intentions that you can do while you're watching these insights is just to kind of connect into your heart center and connect with your guides and allow the energies and the frequency transmissions to come through as you watch these insights. So with that, let's dive a little bit deeper into the themes this month. So well, overall, this month is going to feel very, very, very similar to October as the intensity increases as we reach the crescendo point of this major cosmic light frequency shift. And I think that is going to be towards the end of November. And at the moment, I feel like we're kind of like in the eye of the storm. So some of us have this slight little bit of stillness, but we know something more is coming. And then so some of us, we have learnt over the last month to kind of lean in to these frequency shifts, lean into the sharp turns and the sense of surrendering to just allow the energies and these cosmic light frequency shifts to actually move through us. So we're kind of starting to navigate them with a little bit more ease instead of kind of headbutting against them as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't feel the speed of it, because it is very, very fast. And it doesn't necessarily mean we won't feel the sharpness of it or the raw or the vulnerabilities that kind of come up as we move through this. But it won't feel as destabilizing for many of us this month. However, it doesn't mean that we won't be off balance or off center, but we're able to quickly, much more quickly than last month, come back into balance, to come back into center. And I think for some of us, it's just going to be messy again, and that is okay. It doesn't mean that you're better or worse than the person that is less messy. It's just whatever it is that you need to go through, and sometimes messy is what you need to go through, and that is absolutely okay. Right, before we move on to the themes for this month, let's take a moment to recap the themes from October. And the 4 key themes from October were disruptive deconstruction, revealing truths, identity shifts, and feel your feelings. And as always, as we're going through these energies this month, a lot of the themes will overlap from the previous months as well. So just feel free to go back and watch them, because some of the themes will still be relevant for you this month from previous months. So the first theme for this month is called energy leaks, and this is really interesting. So many of us at the moment are not consciously aware that we may be leaking energy. You know, whether we are corded to someone, to something, whether it's a place, a situation, and it may be hooking into our energy system. So energy leaks this month, and this theme this month is really about raising our level of awareness so that we can start to see where in our lives we are leaking energy. So some of the signs to kind of watch out for is just notice when you find yourself excessively thinking about a situation, or replaying a situation or a narrative in your head, or kind of being a little bit more hypervigilant, kind of thinking, oh yeah, that happened yesterday, I don't want that to happen again. Okay, how can I just make sure that I don't do this? And then you play out all of these different scenarios, and so your energy and your focus goes into that. But it could also be behind the scenes a reason why you're focusing on a situation. It could be like you had an argument with your partner or something, and that just constantly keeps playing out. And it may be that you're hooked into that situation and your energy is leaking into that, so it's going into that rather than coming into you. So it's just becoming aware of what's going on in and around you. The other ways, the other signs it could be, you might find yourself in a mental dialogue. Say that you're trying to prepare yourself, maybe it's for a presentation, for example, at work, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll get asked this question, or maybe that person will say this, and and so you're kind of trying to predict what kind of conversations you might have and what you might say. And so you may have an energy leak there to that presentation or to that work situation. And it could be you might find yourself in dialogue with someone that you had an argument with yesterday, and you might find yourself still playing out that argument, and you're just like, oh no, I really wish I said this, and if I said this, maybe the argument would have gone this way. Okay, next time I see them, I'm going to say this and I'm going to do this. And again, that is where they might be corded into your energy system, and that's where you may be leaking energy as well. So the whole thing around this, and I've said this before, everything has a reason and everything has a purpose. So it's really easy for us to kind of become really judgmental. Oh, how dare they hook into our energy, how dare they take our energy away from us? And that is not what this is about. This is about, really recognizing where we're giving our power away, where we are dimming our light, where we're making ourselves smaller, where we don't feel comfortable really stepping into our lights and owning our power. So you can flip that the other way around, because when you are taking up space in your energy, and you are aware of your energy and you're aware of your space and you are taking up that space, nobody really can kind of hook in, right? Because you are owning that space. So this is an incredible theme this month of really stepping into our light and really stepping into our power and owning it, and also kind of moving through and releasing the patterns, the narratives, the thought forms, the beliefs that we have about, oh, it makes us a bad person if we seem to be powerful. It makes us a bad person if we are not dimming our light for other people because we're too bright, or maybe a belief that, oh, if I shine too brightly, it's going to hurt people. So again, it's going to help us to move through those belief systems and those narratives that we have within ourselves. This is also about expanding our level of awareness of our mind, our body, our energy system, our toxic patterns and behaviors, and our belief system. So it's really expanding that. And let's not forget our emotions as well. It's really helping us to see ourselves in all of ourselves, in the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's another level of expansion that is happening here. So the other ways in which this may show up, or if you're not thinking, well, I'm not really sure I'm leaking energy, and you may not be conscious of it, or you may not feel it. And the guides were also saying you may come across this sensation where, you know, all these people are saying really, really nice things to you, and there may be this kind of sensation or this hesitation, like, yeah, I'm not sure that is really true. I'm not sure that they're saying what I want to hear, but I'm not sure that they're in alignment. And then you can ask yourself, oh, is there an energy leak here? Are they hooked into my energy? So this month, it's a really, really great experience of really stepping into our light and stepping into our power and owning our power. And that can mean various different things to each and every one of us. And I'm just hearing, well, someone's asking, how do I know if I've got an energy leak? I mean, I have all these thoughts in my head anyway, but how do I know I've got this energy leak? Who do I have the energy leak with? And do I have to cut my cords with them, etc., etc.? And the image that I'm getting and what the guides are showing through with that question is they're kind of saying, drop into your heart and just kind of, it's almost like you become this sensor. So as you become this sensor, you kind of expanding yourself out. So drop into your heart and just kind of scan your body. So from top to bottom, scan your body and set the intention, please show me where I have an energy leak. And it could be that you will see circles, or you might see a hole, you might see a black dot, or you may see a different color dot. And then you can just see where your energy leak is there. So you can do it from here and just kind of scan it around this way. And then you can scan your body, you can then scan your energy system, or you can step out and look down at your body and thinking, okay, show me where my energy leaks are and what it's corded to and why am I corded to that. Or if those of you that are not visual and need to write it down, just ask the question and allow yourself to automatically write. You'll be surprised with what you already know, because this is something that you already know, you already sense, but you're not fully conscious of it at the moment. So this is about making the unconscious conscious in terms of where you're leaking energy. And this is really, really important to where we're going, because the more we can really fill up ourselves, you know, our space with our energy, it's going to encourage others to do the same as well. It's going to have this kind of ripple effect, and we're going to feel that there's so much to this, and I can't quite find the words. It's going to have this ripple effect for those people around us, but it's something that we are desiring. We want to be more of ourselves, and this is one way of actually doing that. So really pay attention to your energy leaks this month. Oh, and by the way, it can work in reverse. So you could be hooked into somebody else's energy where you're not feeling as secure within yourself, so you've hooked into someone else's energy. So you can also ask the question, you can also set the intention to say, wherever I'm hooked into somebody's energy, show me and help me to release that hook from their energy and allow me to reclaim my own energy and allow me to be in my own light. And the other thing the guides are saying, those of us that have this tendency to be rescuers, you're going to find yourself actually seeing, oh, hang on, my energy's going over there, my energy's going over there, my energy's going over there. Why isn't it coming into me? So I feel that this is the whole part of this cosmic light frequency shift and the recalibration that we're actually going through at the moment. Right, let's move on to the second theme for this month. The second theme this month is called Decompress. So with so much that is going on in and around us, that stuff that is shifting and changing out in the collective, but also inside of us, it's going to only feel really natural to feel overwhelmed, unbalanced, a little bit chaotic, a little bit destabilizing, and a little bit confusing as well. So the guides were saying, make sure you make time for yourself each and every day. Maybe it's just a 5-minute one where you're actually drinking, could be coffee, it could be tea, it could be cacao, it could be just making time for yourself to be with yourself. And for some of you, it may be just taking moments throughout your day to reflect on your thinking, on your behavior, and then just kind of allow yourself or set the intention to notice when you may be falling into a hypervigilant pattern, or where you might be falling into an addictive pattern. So it could be that you are needing to go for the glass of wine a little bit more frequently, or you're needing to go to the sugar, like the chocolate and or the junk food that you're needing to kind of soothe yourself in that. Or you may find yourself like just being a little bit more too focused on your work. So any form of kind of addiction, just become aware of it, because it's ways in which we're numbing ourselves as well and not allowing ourselves to be really present with ourselves. So this decompression just allows us to create that extra bit of space around us to be with ourselves. So sometimes when there's so many things that are going on externally, we kind of use that as a way of distracting ourselves from what's actually going on internally. But I feel that this decompression energy this month is really about helping us to go inside of ourselves so that we can process whatever it is that we need to process within ourselves, so that we can become aware of whatever is trying to show itself to us inside of ourselves that is needing to be heard, needing to be seen, needing to be acknowledged. So this is just time for you to go inside of yourself and become aware of your own chaos inside you. And when you become aware of your own chaos inside you, and it then starts to kind of dissipate and ease, you'll notice that the chaos externally will start to dissipate and ease, because there isn't that much chaos inside of you. So you can start to bring this more kind of calming, peaceful energy through you by going inside of yourself. And the guides are saying we are going through a massive recalibration, not just personally, but collectively. So this decompression energy, when you go in, and some of you guys might find yourself cocooning or just kind of shutting out the outside world, switching off your phone, switching off your laptop, all the electronic devices. It could be a walk in nature, which is a way of decompression. It could be going for a swim. It could be doing some form of exercise where you are fully in your body and with yourself. And this is a great opportunity, because when we go into the state of decompression, we are giving ourselves that space that we need to kind of recalibrate our whole system. So we are going through so much right now, externally, internally, on an energetic level, a physical level, emotional level, a mental level. And sometimes we just don't have that space to process it. So when we take that time to decompress, we are able to kind of process it and allow our whole system to recalibrate and attune to these new frequency waves that are coming in through us really quickly. So it's a great opportunity and time this month to really allowing yourself to process these energies. And as we decompress, it will also help us to acknowledge and see the energy leaks that we might be having. It will help us to acknowledge and see where we have those toxic patterns and behaviors that are going on. But it will also bring this energy of peace and energy of calmness as we kind of allow and create more space around us. And again, I'm hearing someone saying, but how do I decompress? I'm always active. Yes, I can take a bath. Yes, I can do a meditation, blah, 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 blah. I can do all of those things, but how do I know that I'm really decompressing? And the visual that I've just got from the guides was like, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can again come back to your heart center. So it's going again, someone's like saying, but we're always coming back into my heart center. I always do come back into my heart center. And I'm just hearing all these words, but I'm already doing that. Why isn't it working? And this is really interesting. Just try it and set the intention this time to say, okay, maybe it hasn't worked before, but it's going to work this time. And just go into your heart center and allow yourself to just kind of create this circular bubbles that kind of expand out. And you're almost cocooning yourself, or you can imagine yourself as a little caterpillar going to its own, inside its own cocoon. And when you come out as a butterfly. And that's another image that I'm seeing. So if we're not cocooning ourselves and we're not giving ourselves the time and the space to allow whatever's been shifting and changing around us, we're not going to come out as that transformed being that we know ourselves are to be, if that makes sense. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So it's almost like as we go into this cocoon, and when we come out of it, we become who we know ourselves to be. We become all the transitions and the shifts that we've been going through, and we become that. So it's a really it may sound really simple, it may sound really, oh my goodness, I can't do it, or it's I don't have enough time to do it, but just make 5 minutes each day to decompress, or you can spend the whole weekend decompressing, and it just gives you that time and that space to allow your physical, your mental, your emotional, your energetic being to just recalibrate itself to these new frequencies so that you can become this butterfly that you know yourself to be. Right, let's move on to the third theme. And this is really interesting. And I'm conscious that if I say these words, some of you guys are going to go, oh my goodness. So the third theme this month is called Karmic Release. And this is not, many of us, when we think of karma, we think, oh my goodness, I've done something bad, so therefore I'm repaying for it, blah, 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 blah. And this is what the guys were saying this month is an opportunity to explore our karmic patterns. And what they mean by that is patterns that we've carried forward, ways of doing things, ways of being, ways of thinking that we've carried forward from a past life, that we have carried from childhood, that we may have picked up from somebody else and have been carrying it. And the way that the guy showed it to me is like, it's almost like in your energy field, there's a circular kind of energy, that an energy ball that kind of stays in your energy field. And what this karmic release is that energy balls, or the energy balls in our energetic field, is ready to be released. And that energy ball stays in our energy field until it's ready to be released. And that happens when we raise our level of awareness. So sometimes that energy ball will release itself, and that pattern will just release itself when we become aware of it. It could be, it will release itself when we've learned what we needed to learn, or we've experienced what we needed to experience in this lifetime, or so that we can evolve and grow spiritually. So it is pretty big at the moment around this karmic release, but think about it as just repetitive patterns. Where do you find yourself repeating certain patterns of behavior, certain ways of being, certain ways of thinking, and you're aware of it and thinking, well, I've always been like this, I've tried to change that, but I've never been able to change that. So that could be some of your narratives. Oh, I've worked on this so hard, but yet I still experience the same thing, the same situation, the same people. Why can't I have a different kind of life? And there, in those kind of dialogues is your clue, because those are the karmic patterns that are coming up to the surface this month to actually be released. So just allow yourself to look at yourself as a bunch of patterns. Some of them are repetitive patterns, some of them are healthy patterns, some of them are toxic or unhealthy patterns. And just allow your guides to help you, to guide you through what is ready to be released. And the thing is that when we become aware of our patterns, it is so easy to judge ourselves. It's so easy to shame ourselves. It's so easy to guilt ourselves into it. But the thing is like some of these patterns won't release itself until we acknowledge it with love, kindness, and compassion. And that takes courage, because we have to be okay with it. We have to be okay with the fact that actually we might carry this pattern, or we might carry this karma till we, for the rest of this life. So it's that level of acceptance that will help us to kind of release through this. So yeah, and what the other thing the guides have also put down here, well, I put down, the guides kind of told me, is it's like about this theme is really about releasing karmic patterns that are not in alignment with the frequency of love. It's not in alignment with who you're becoming. It's not in alignment with where you're going and what you're going to do here in this world at this point in time. So it's a great opportunity to really just shed those layers. And for some of us, it will feel uncomfortable, because those layers and those kind of patterns is all that we know. So to release them, it's like, well, who am I going to be if I'm not those patterns? What am I going to do with myself? But when they're ready to go, and for many of us, a lot of it is ready to go this month, and you may see a lot of that kind of coming out in the next 3 months as well. Just give yourself the opportunity to release whatever is ready to be released, knowing that you have the courage that it takes to be able to release them, and that you are being guided. So, and remember, you haven't done anything wrong. It's just one of those things that you, on on a higher perspective, on a higher level, on a soul level, something that you have signed up for. So yeah, it's a big one this month. This one, right? So the fourth theme for this month is called Activating Dreams. So I know many of you have been having weird and wonderful and wild dreams, or you're finding yourself waking up excessively throughout the night. So there's so much that is going on at the moment, and many of us are unable to process everything in our waking life. So we are taking it back into our dream world and processing there. So we might find ourselves receiving energy healing. We might find ourselves being activated at a new frequency level. We might find ourselves doing actual energy work, or soul retrieval work, or talking to spirit guides and stuff like that in our dreams, or finding ourselves that we are going to school and we're learning new things, but when we wake up we have no idea what we've just learned and at what level. And what we're really doing is that we're exploring everything and processing everything on a much more multi-dimensional level. So for some of us, we might find ourselves astral traveling. We may find that we're receiving specific guidance from our guides, or we may find reoccurring dreams which is trying to alert us to something that we're not fully conscious of, and then we need to take action in our human life. So it's giving us that kind of foresight that we may not have the chance to kind of foresee in our waking life. So that dream, some of the recurring ones, it's warning us for something or showing us something that we need to become aware of. Some of you will also be having premonitions, so being able to see what's to come. And that might show up as in the sense of having a deja vu, and you may have already dreamt about that, but it will feel like a deja vu in your working life. We may also be going through clearing our energies, releasing something, attuning ourselves to new frequencies and stuff. And we may feel that when we wake up that our physical body feels different, or emotional, mental or energetic body also feels different, or like it's had this massive kind of workout as we wake up. So make sure you do keep like a dream journal or a diary or something like that by your bedside, so you can write these down, because I think for some of us, whatever's going on at the moment, it's profound in ways that we are unaware how profound it is at this moment in time. But I think greater clarity about these activating dreams that will come much more clearer in the next months, over the next year or so. So make sure you are taking notes for that if you are having these really activated dreams. All right, that is it for this month. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of you new subscribers for also watching. If you have enjoyed these insights this month, please do go ahead and share it with your loved ones, family, friends and colleagues. Feel free to comment below, leave us a heart on Instagram or Facebook, or thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you haven't already subscribed and you're watching this on YouTube, please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As I mentioned earlier, I will be releasing 5 to 10 minute guided visualization meditations, which are healing journeys, over the next couple of months. So they will start coming up onto YouTube. And then if you're needing some extra support this month, feel free to come and join the energetic alignment session, which is our group healing journeys. It's taking place on Sunday the 20th of November at a usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. UK time. And the theme this month is called Karmic Release. So if any of the themes this month has resonated with you and need some extra support, I'm gonna cough, please feel free and join us there. All right, now take care and bye for now.